And welcome to Hero Power. I am your host, Avanties. And as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Zerotio.
Is that intro not freaking awesome?
And Virsica.
Cannot thank Kurt enough. I've been listening to the theme all week. Like I've got it on repeat, playing in my car on the way to work. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So again, huge shout out and thank you to listener Kurt Hunter for creating that for us and submitting it. It's just absolutely awesome. We love hearing it every time. So,
And I want to give a shout out to Avanties because watching the video with the music, the timing on it was really good. I don't know how much of that was on accident, but man, it's done very well.
And for those of you that don't know, a lot of times when we have to make a change to something in the show, Zerotio and I don't see it until you see it. So we're watching it for the first time with you.
Yeah.
So
well,
echo
that
sentiment. Good job, sir.
I was like, that's just because I did it last night, so that's why you guys haven't seen it yet. So
Awesome.
All right. Well, we've got a great show planned for you today. Lot to talk about. And then we've got a great deck that's a whole lot of fun to play. I've been playing it since Sunday night and having just a blast with it. So, before we get going, Virsica, why don't you tell us about our good friends over at Viforce?
All right, guys. So we've been talking customer service. We've been talking systems. We've been talking pretty much everything Viforce for a while now. So one of the things that I feel like we need to do is to reach out to you guys and find out what questions you have about Viforce that maybe you're just, I don't know, not comfortable asking one of them, or maybe you don't know how to go about starting the conversation about getting your own gaming machine. So I thought maybe I would help everyone bridge that gap. So if you are thinking about buying a gaming PC, even if it's not for Viforce, if you're just thinking about buying a gaming PC in general, here's my challenge. We're going to call this the Hero Power Challenge. Send 5 questions about what you want or give me list 5 details about what you want your gaming computer to do, and then send me questions to ask Viforce about those 5 things. If you can do that, then I will write up the email for you, send it back to you, and then you can proofread it and send it off to Viforce. So I will do the work for you. All you have to do is send me the email. So you can send that to me at versicagaming@gmail.com. Make sure to CC Hero Power Podcast at gmail.com, or is it Hero Power Show? I'm sorry.
It's Hero Power Podcast at gmail.
Hero Power Podcast. I've got 3 listed. It's funny because it's funny because I've got all the stuff that we started in the beginning, and I never went back and deleted any of the stuff. So, when I bring up Hero Power, I've got this list of like 7 places I send it.
Yeah. So there you go.
So send me your questions, send me your details, and then I will do the main legwork for you. And it's funny, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I was talking to a lady. She works with me, and I've been telling her about Viforce for weeks now, and I keep asking her, hey, did you send them that email? Did you send them that email? And she's just like, you know what? I want to send them the email, but I don't want to sound stupid. She goes, I don't know what to ask. I don't know how to start it. I'm just like, you know what? Send me your questions. I'll type up the email, and I'll send it back to you. So that's what she's doing when she goes home tonight. So that's what I need you guys to do if you're looking for a gaming PC. I think you even might be looking for a gaming PC.
Awesome. All right. Well, the other bit of business we have to take care of before we jump into the news, we don't have any emails or iTunes reviews this week, but what we do have is a new patron. So we want to welcome Sean to the Hero Power community. His username is in position. So congratulations. Thank you for joining us. You don't know how much it means that you're supporting the show. I do believe, Zerotio, you have a little more information.
Yeah, in position. I honestly didn't know he was a listener of the show. He is a patron of Hearth Coach as well, and he's actually competed in all of the Hearth Coach patron tournaments up to now, as well as he's also a competitor in the Team Hearth League. So that's really cool that he's kind of come over to the Hero Power team, and we welcome him. Thank you so much, in position, for supporting the show and being a listener.
All right. Well, that brings us to the news. And like I said, we've got a little bit to talk about. But first, we want to talk to you about a new Hearthstone site that has just recently popped up on the scene. They're called Hearthstone Value. And you can find them at hearthstonevalue.wordpress.com. We'll have a link in the show notes. But basically, it's run by a really nice gentleman named Aaron, and he has reached out to us and wanted us to kind of tell you guys about what you might be able to find on his site. So he's written a lot of beginner's guides, and he's been real good since the site went live a couple of weeks ago about being on top of the news and writing updates and blog posts about what's going on in the community. So you can go over to hearthstonevalue.wordpress.com and check out his site. Like I said, I will have a link for it in the show notes, but it's a good read. If you've got a little time, just pop over there, check out what he's doing, and let him know you you can click on his contact button and send him a message and let him know you checked it out. So
I wanted to mention real quick, I've been checking the site out today, and not only does he have great articles and news that's come out. If something new has come out, Hearthstone is going to be on there, but it's extremely clean and crisp. You don't have to wait through a bunch of ads. You don't have to wait through all kinds of different tiles and links. It's all just right down in a row. You just scroll down. The newest stuff's at the top. Very large pictures for you to click on to get into the articles. It's very easy to identify what you want to read. This guy is an artist. He's really good.
Yeah. All right. So that brings us to the most important, what I feel like is probably the most important bit of news is we finally have a time and day. Well, we had a day, March 17th, for the reveal for the cards from Journey to Un'Goro. But now we have a time. So Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, Peter Whalen and Day 9 will be checking in on the expedition to Un'Goro. And together, you'll embark on a quest to discover giant dinosaurs, crackling elementals, and lethal flora, and witness firsthand all the new cards from Journey to Un'Goro. So I'm really excited. I love when they do these live streams. They're always really good. You know, one of our patrons in Discord earlier said the only thing they're really sad about is that it's Peter Whalen and Day 9 and not Ben Brode and Day 9, because the laughter would just go on for days.
So true. So true. This has worked out really well for me because literally hours before I found out about this, I just happened to request a half-day Friday to accommodate some stuff for myself and my wife's errands that afternoon. So I will be home watching this. I'm really excited.
I have to wait. I have to catch it on the VOD.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to be out of town, and so I don't know what my internet connection is going to look like at that point. And so I might be able to catch some of it, but I'll probably have to wait until we drive to Georgia Friday night and check into our hotel before I can watch the full VOD.
But that's okay, because the Hero Power Patron Discord will constantly be scrolling with updated information to the minute, because we have such a wonderful community that anybody can be part of if they go to patreon.com/Hero Power.
That's absolutely right. Our patron our patron Discord is usually on all of the need to know information, as we have Matt at Arms, who just literally sits on top of a Hearthstone server, and anytime he feels his butt vibrate, he's like, "Oh, look, news! Must talk about it." So
it is uncanny how quickly he knows. And I mean, it could be some obscure site that just happens to have an article, and boom, he has it. I don't know what, if he just keeps Hearthstone constantly in the Google search bar and just F5s all day long. I don't know what he does.
Yeah. All right. So, with that said, I'm sure I won't hear the end of that for a while.
No.
Non-Hearthstone related news, but you should go check it out anyway. It's time for Heroes of the Dorm. If you guys aren't familiar with Heroes of the Dorm is a collegiate Heroes of the Storm tournament where universities put together a team. They go and they play in a qualifier, and then they are now competing for tuition.
College tuition.
Yeah. And so you have until Friday to go to heroesofthedorm.com and submit your bracket. I'm not ashamed to say I picked the number 3 seed Tennessee team to go all the way.
I did too. I have them defeating UConn in the championship.
Oh, there you go. I don't remember who they're playing, but oh, yes, I do. I have them playing number 2 seed LSU in the finals in the championship. I had to go with 2 SEC teams. What can I say? I am conference bias.
I guess so. Illinois is so good, and I just can't see them not making it out of that bracket.
Yeah,
I got Illinois taking it all. I gotta give it to my home state, my original home state of Illinois. Those guys are really good. I mean, it's not just bias, home bias. It's their records are great. Their heroes that they draft are great. I just can't say enough good things about that team. I think they're going to take it all this year. I do believe that it'll be a very tough series, though, in the finals.
Yeah, see, I think my Final Four, I have Illinois, UConn, UT Arlington, and then the University of Tennessee. And I have the University of Tennessee avenging their UT Arlington defeat from last year. And then UConn has been so close so many times. And it's the last year they have those same 4 guys together. I can't imagine that they're not going to at least make a run.
Right. All right, so check that out. Like I said, you have until March 17th to go fill out your bracket at heroesofthedorm.com. Also, on the Blizzard news, not necessarily the Hearthstone specific, but on Blizzard news, they have announced BlizzCon tickets will go on sale April 5th, and they'll release another batch on April the 8th. So if you guys are thinking about attending BlizzCon this year, we would love to, but we're going to actually probably have to, since we're doing DreamHack Atlanta this year, we're going to really try to push and do BlizzCon maybe next year. But if you are interested in attending, guys, very important to remember, these tickets for BlizzCon sell out in seconds.
17 last year, right?
Something like that.
The first batch sold out in 17 seconds. I think the second batch went to like a minute and 18 seconds or something like that, just over a minute.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes. Matt at Arms says they need a BlizzCon East. I absolutely 100% agree.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tickets are $199 each.
I'm going to pull an Espo here and say, if there's any Blizzard people listening to this podcast, you need to make BlizzCon East happen.
I might be working on trying to make something with Blizzard happen for DreamHack. It's still in the early planning stages, so I can't really talk about it. But there might be
Did we say the BlizzCon dates?
No. Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you let them know?
The BlizzCon dates are going to be November 3rd and 4th this year. And this, to me, is real telling. It's very early in November, so this may be you may be able to kind of discern release schedules around that. Before it tends to be like the second weekend in November, but with the first weekend in November, it'll be interesting to see when things start releasing up to then. Now, on the topic of BlizzCon East, and I didn't put this in the show notes because I forgot about it until last minute now. There was an event this past weekend that some people do call BlizzCon East because they usually release a lot of information at. It's PAX East.
Yep.
Up in Boston.
Yeah.
In Boston, Massachusetts. Every show has been reporting on PAX East. We're not really going to go into a big thing on it, but I do want to say the huge tournament at PAX was won by a fellow THL member, Ray C, and I'm really proud of him. He actually did a spot on Well Met this week. Definitely check out that interview.
Yeah, he actually faced Muzzy in the finals, and it was a great match. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend you go check it out. It was just a lot of fun to watch, and congratulations to Ray C. All right. Let's see. Oh, and talking about PAX East, I want to throw a shout out to Ryan Hallstrom. Ryan, I don't know if you're listening. If you are, well played, sir. If you haven't seen the pictures out of PAX, they had about a foot of snow. He went out at 4 a.m. to his hotel, in his hotel area, and took a stick and wrote Hearthstone across the front lawn of the hotel in huge letters in the snow. Well played, sir. Well played. Nice. All right. So that's...
So Matt at Arms actually brought up something. All three of us are fans of Disguised Toast. So we're getting ready for our qualifier that was supposed to happen Sunday morning, and daylight savings time's springing forward hard on everybody. So we get there, we got it pulled up on the big screen, and we're looking at the bracket, and one of our patrons is just like, Disguised Toast got disqualified. We're just like, what? So we're all scrambling to find out the big news as to why he got disqualified, and then it's like he overslept again.
So a little clarification on that. Not only did he get disqualified for oversleeping and missing his match, he had qualified for day 2 top 32. And that's when he got disqualified. So he made it all the way through day 1 and made it to the top 32 and then gave his opponent a 3-0 victory.
So if you guys don't follow Toast on Twitter, I highly suggest it. He posted a picture today of a gift he got from Team 5 at Blizzard. It's an alarm clock.
So funny.
That's hilarious.
So funny.
That's hilarious.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that brings us to the new Expedition Journal from E. Malone dropped this week. It's the Week 2 journal. Zerotio, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you found in the journal?
What's really cool about this journal is you're seeing some of these videos, and these blogs have these videos of different people, and I think in this case it's one of the archaeologists. But the logs in here are from the cameraman named Edward Malone, playfully known as Eddie. and he talks about everything he finds in here. What's really interesting, we're not going to go into all the details because you can follow the link in our show notes, but he kind of gives us some hints on what type of minions we might see, what kind of effects. There's some art of some plant life that may end up being card art. And at the very bottom, just like they did for week 1, they show a little, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure question. And the question was, I wonder if we can trust these turtles, talking about the turtle humanoids that they reference in the logs. And you can choose to trust them or not trust them, and it may result in what may change in the video or the logs later. And the question last week for week 1 was, do we need a umbrella or a compass? And if you look in the logs this week, it references the compass and how, well, in this case, how unuseful it was because he didn't know how to use a compass. So it's a lot of fun, and it gives us a little insight. I think this is really starting to build up to our big release on Friday.
Yeah, I said it a minute ago. I'm super stoked for Friday. So, all right. Virsica, did you have anything you wanted to add on that?
No, I watched it for the first time this morning. Honestly, I was a little surprised that they're going live action.
I like it.
I like it. It's a different direction than they've gone in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so used to seeing just super high quality animated stuff from Blizzard that I was just a little surprised to see the live action. So,
okay.
Well, they are still adding in some artistic quality in these logs. The logs themselves look like they're done on parchment paper. There's a lot of text to them. And there's some card art that's been pinned to these logs. So obviously they're still using their artistic talents. But I just think this is a different way for them to do it, and I kind of like it. I like that they're kind of mixing it up. They didn't add music this time to the intro. They made it more like a story, and this is kind of building into. Obviously, it's not going to happen with this set, but in the next future sets coming, we're going to have solo adventures built into those sets instead of having solo adventures as a separate package. So I kind of like this creative take on releasing some of the information.
Yeah,
and I can't wait.
They're really funny too. So if you've got the time, take your time to read it. It's like day 8 ? Lost in the jungle. Day 9, probably still in the jungle. Day 10 ish. And then it jumps to like day 13, a gross marsh. So they're really well written. They're funny. Check them out. There's probably a lot more hidden information in there than we are able to parse out of it. But
yes, and on that note, I have been scouring it for keywords and things. The week 1 had something like jeweled macaw, which they say can attract beasts. And there's Jeweled Scarab that already exists, which is the 2/2, the 1/1 for 2 mana that lets you discover a 3 mana, card. So I'm kind of really excited to find some of this stuff. I haven't found anything that's clickable, but I've definitely been looking. I haven't been able to fine tune this one yet, but I've been looking for keywords and different things that might glean a little light on what's coming out here in the next few weeks.
All right. Well, that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl. This week's Tavern Brawl is Encounter at the Crossroads. Oh, we've seen this before. This is a repeat, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I first looked at it.
Not quite. It is in the fact that you go in, you pick a class, and you get a random deck. However, if you guys haven't done this yet, listen closely. Starting on turn 3, each turn you get a Party Crasher. Now, what is a Party Crasher? A Party Crasher is a 3/5 taunt minion that you have no control over.
None.
He just does his own thing.
That's right. Luckily, it's pretty straightforward. He doesn't do anything outside crazy. Every time you end your turn, he attacks the opponent's face for his whatever his attack is. So his base
Yes.
is 3. So,
And if the ones that were summoned that turn still attack face, they don't have like summoning sickness.
yes,
They also attack through taunts.
They're
They do.
taunts themselves.
they are taunts.
They're
themselves.
taunts themselves. Wind Fury does not affect them. They still only attack once. And they even attack if they're frozen.
Yes. Yep. So no matter what, they're doing their damage. So just keep that in mind when you're playing your matches if you haven't done your Tavern Brawls yet. That will hopefully help you get through it, because the first 2 times I played it, I was playing it like a standard matchup, and I was worried. I was focusing on taking out minions when really I needed to be focused on putting all my efforts into buffing up my guys so that they killed my opponent faster. As Nosgad in chat says, faces the place in this Tavern Brawl.
Did you catch anything odd about the art?
No.
Except for the dunce hat.
The art, it almost looks like the party hat and the party favors going on are almost added to the art afterward, but the art is unique art we haven't seen before. Not in Hearthstone, that is. It's of a Scarlet Crusader with a shield and sword. So this may be a tease to a card that's coming out. Maybe there is a 4-mana 3/5. Wait a minute. Isn't Tez Dingo a 4-mana 3/5 with taunt?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe the text on this. Maybe this is a card reveal. I don't know. Maybe the text is different. I'm kind of interested. They wouldn't create brand new art just for something they're going to toss at a Tavern Brawl like this, would they?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. Our good friend Espo over at Legend of the Innkeeper is going to really enjoy this Tavern Brawl because A, you get a pre-made deck, so anybody can do it, and B, you get a booster pack for winning. But you can't open it.
You can't.
Because you get a pack of Journey to Ngoro.
Yes. So I now have 51 packs sitting in my inventory, just shaking and making me angry because I can't open them.
As do I, my friend. As
taunting.
do I.
I've just trained my
Taunting.
brain that the number 50 means I can't open it. And then I go in there and go, ooh, 51. I have a pack I can... Oh. I finally taught myself.
I actually have 52 because when I was spectating you earlier playing your game and you won, I got an extra pack to open on the show
Gotcha.
tonight.
I won. Until I played my doppelganger, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that brings us to this week's deck. For those of you who might not be familiar with the show, we do have a deck every week that we bring on, and something that you might see on the ladder. Drink the Krul Aid. So, yeah, this week's deck is a Krul Demonlock. Basically, this is a deck that Toss was playing last week, and it looked like so much fun. We were talking about it this weekend, had to try it out, and it is. It is as much fun as promised. So I'm going to run down the deck list, and then I'm going to pitch it over to Virsica to kind of talk a little bit about this deck, and we'll go from there. So it is a Reno deck, so keep that in mind. And there's a one of everything I'm fixing to mention. Mistress of Mixtures, Mortal Coil, Soulfire, Voidwalker, Acidic Swamp Ooze, Dark Peddler, Dirty Rat, Doomsayer, Brand Bronzebeard, Demon Wrath, Earthen Ring Farseer, Imp Gang Boss, Shadowbolt, Blast Crystal Potion, Defender of Argus, Hellfire, Kazakus, Refreshment Vendor, Twilight Drake, Doomguard, Second Rate Bruiser, Emperor Thorison, Cobble Trafficker, Reno Jackson, Softened Soul, Abyssal Enforcer, Twisting Nether, Krul the Unshackled, Lord Jaraxxus, and Mountain Giant. So, Virsica, why don't you tell everybody about this deck and your favorite card, the Cabal Trafficker?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. He said it right.
He said it correctly. And by the way, it's Abyssal Enforcer. Abyssal Enforcer. I just got to give you crap about it. All right. So basically, on the surface, this looks like a traditional Reno lock. So as you're playing, your opponent is going to think of it as a traditional Reno lock, and they're going to play against it as a traditional Reno lock. So when you're playing against a Reno lock, there's really two different kinds. You have the combo Reno lock, which is the most popular now, which runs Leroy and runs Faceless Manipulator, Power Overwhelming. So this one, it's a little bit different. It's more of a control, grind out your opponent Reno lock. So this is the deck that Tice played. One of the things that this version is super dependent on is the Cabal Trafficker being out on the board more than one turn. So you basically wait. You want your opponent to remove all of it, or you want your opponent to use most of their removal so that when Cabal Trafficker hits, it can stick and put demons in your hand, because that's how you're going to maximize your value from Krul. So as always, I tended to make a couple of changes. Do you guys want to know my changes?
Yes. You're going to tell us anyways.
Well, Boyd and Chad asked anyway, so I just thought I'd be nice.
Like you're going to give us an option.
I might have. No, not really. Okay, so I took out two things, and you're going to ask me why on one, and then the other one I think you're going to kind of see. All right, so the first thing that I took out was I actually took out Dark Peddler.
You
the
know,
reason why
I'm not actually going to ask you why, because I could see that as being a card that's replaced easily.
Right. So I took out Dark Peddler, and then you can pretty much add a demon of your choice. Now, Dark Peddler's in the 2 slot, and mana curve for Reno Lock is pretty important. And getting things out early is also really important. But late game, you've got to worry about value when Krul comes out and drawing it later. So I actually replaced the Dark Peddler with Flame Imp. And the reason that I did that was that if I drew it early, I could still play it and it still has value. And then if I drew it late, I still get value from Krul. So,
but see, here's the thing: Dark Peddler can get you a Flame Imp. I mean,
he can, but he doesn't consistently. Another card that you might consider taking out is Felguard.
Okay.
So once again, the battle cry for Felguard is destroy one of your mana crystals, but it's a 3/5 taunt. So late game, if Krul pulls it out of your hand, it's valuable. So the other one that I actually put in, or the other one that I took out, and I know this one, once again, is people are probably going to be like, what? I actually took out Emperor Thaurissan. And I played around with a couple of different cards. Actually, when I first took out Thaurissan, I replaced him with Cho'Gall. And once again, it's a Reno deck. Okay. So if you're not having to Reno right away, and you're playing a more controlled matchup against something like another Reno Mage or a Reno Lock, you're in the mirror match. You want something that's going to give you added value. So you can actually Cho'Gall into a Siphon Soul, and it gives you a nice board swing. But what I ended up finally settling on was I took Thaurissan out, and I ended up putting in Medivh.
Interesting.
Yes, very much.
Basically, Medivh is solely there for when I end up having to Twisting Nether. And he always gets you something great, but most of the time when I Twisting Nethered, I ended up with a Rag. So
that's not bad. I like
That's
that a
just
lot.
me.
Yeah.
I played around.
Okay.
Like I said, I took out the Dark Peddler because I didn't feel like Power Overwhelming was useful enough in the deck. And then, if you don't need that early presence or you think you're good enough early, nothing says that you can't put in Cho'Gall and Medivh, or another good card to consider putting in is the Crystal Weaver.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I've actually been playing this deck, like I said, since about Sunday night, as it's built. And I've just been having a blast with it. In fact, I've been playing a lot of our listeners. A bunch of our listeners have messaged me over the last few days. They're just like, hey, do you want to play a game? And I'm always up to play a game with a listener as long as, I'm not in the middle of doing stuff for the show or something. And I've played this deck specifically. And a lot of times I've played it holding Reno in my hand, not playing him, so that I can play it as kind of just to see if the deck is viable without Reno as a singleton built kind of the way it is, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of there's a lot of demons in it, and you get a lot of demons if once you can get the trafficker on the board. If he sticks 1 or 2 turns, you can get a lot of fun stuff. One game, I actually cast Krul and got Doomguard, Jiraxxus, and Imp Gang Boss for free out of my hand. And that was, just things like that make this deck so much fun to play. You've got Hellfire as a clear, you've got Demon Wrath as a clear, you've got your Kazakus Potion as a clear, so there's really a lot of board control in this deck. And
Abyssal Enforcer, if used correctly, is a great clear.
Yes, it is. So this deck can really keep tight rein on the board and then just let you unleash hell late.
And I mean, don't be so sold on the late game minions too, because a lot of them are interchangeable.
Yes,
like Mountain Giant. Because you don't have Shadow Flame in the deck, Mountain Giant isn't as useful as it normally is, because normally when I play Reno, like, my Mountain Giant is my Shadow Flame target.
Yeah.
So nothing says that you can't throw in Alexstrasza or Rag or something like that and just really pull the game into that late game phase.
We usually talk about, on the show, these decks as they're built for Standard. Matt at Arms in chat says this deck would be absolutely bonkers in Wild with Mal'Ganis.
Oh, yeah.
I would, because it's me, I would also find a way to throw a Dreadsteed in here just because it would be fun.
well, when you think about it, and I actually haven't taken this to Wild yet because I no longer own Mal'Ganis, but if Mal'Ganis is already present on the board and he manages to make it a turn, you can Cho'Gall anything in your hand out and not be punished at all.
Yeah. So,
I've played this deck.
Okay.
And I've only been able to play one game. But I destroyed this Dragon Priest. Just utterly destroyed. And then afterwards, I decided I wanted to make a change. And then I typed in the search for the card and realized that I had dusted it about a week ago. And I might craft it just to throw it in this deck and maybe replace the Mountain Giant. Because I really think that Wilfred Fizzlebang might actually work in this deck with such a heavy mana curve. Tossing out on 6 Wilfred and then drawing maybe a Krul for 0 or even a Twisting Nether for 0. I really think that Wilfred Fizzlebang has a home in this deck.
That's interesting. That sounds like it could be fun.
So I may think about. I got the dust to craft him. I got more than enough. And I hate that I dusted him for something else before. I think I'm going to craft him.
I want to point out that Slaviticus in chat is giving Virsica the head shake for a change over having dusted Mal'Ganis.
Yeah. So I do want to say that we actually didn't decide to go with this deck until the 11th hour, and I actually crafted it Sunday after we all left from eating dinner after the tournament. Mm-hmm. And so I played it I want to say it was 8 or 9 times as I made the changes. And after I made my final list, I actually didn't lose again. So I plan on taking it back out, and I'll probably play it Monday night when I stream. If you guys are interested to see my changes and how they worked out, you can catch it this coming Monday, from 6:30 to 9.
All right, cool. Yeah, make sure you tune in. It's twitch.tv/Virsica. So, all right, guys. So we have some breaking news. Make sure you are paying attention. If you're listening to us while driving a car, you might want to pull over at this time.
Or a semi-truck.
Yeah, or if you're driving a semi-truck, we would recommend pulling over at this time. All right, guys. This just in. In chat, Viforce's brand new community manager has just informed us they are, in fact, giving away an Element gaming rig. So, If you guys have listened to us for any length of time, you know the Element is the system inspired by Hero Power. This system is designed around a cost-effective way to play almost all of Blizzard's games and League of Legends. This is a $450 value you can get absolutely free. So you're probably sitting in your car, stunned, going, oh my gosh, what do I have to do to win this machine? Well, that's easy. All you have to do is go to Twitter and go to Viforce_gaming and give them a follow. Then go to Facebook and search for Viforce Gaming and give them a follow. Give them a like. That's all you have to do to be entered for a chance to win this Element featuring a 3.1 gigahertz quad-core processor, Radeon R7 series, with 4 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's running base Windows 10 Home Edition. All right out of the box. Absolutely no charge to you. All you have to do is go click. 2 minutes of your time, guys. It doesn't get much better than that.
And I want to clarify. Avanties stated that this is a $450 value. That is Viforce's price on their website at viforcegaming.com. If you look at the specifications for the Element and try to price it elsewhere, you will not get this machine for $450.
That's absolutely right. So, great deal, guys. Go to twitter.com/Viforce_gaming and go on Facebook and search for Viforce Gaming. Give them likes, give them follows, and be entered for a chance to win. All right, well, that is going to do it for us. If you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast, and you can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you would like to support and improve it, and play in our Hero Power Invitational Tournament coming up at the end of April, you can get all of the information for that by going to patreon.com/HeroPower. And as always, we'll see you again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty, guys. While we are getting set up to play, Virsica, why don't you tell us a little bit more about our friends over at Viforce?
All right. Well, that's an awesome announcement, by the way, and that's really cool of them to give back to the community. So I know we, as ambassadors of that program, we're really thankful for Viforce for doing that. And so let's talk about the Element for a second. Element, like we said before, it was inspired by Hero Power. It is designed to play and stream Hearthstone. So It's got a quad-core processor. It's got a Radeon R7 series graphics card. It comes standard with 4 gigs of RAM. That's upgradable, I believe. And then a 1 terabyte hard drive and Windows 10 Home Edition, and you get that for $450. So when you're looking at value, it's a great value. Now it can play games like League of Legends, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, StarCraft 2, Diablo 3, and WoW, all on high settings. So if you're just jumping into the gaming computer market, this is a great system to start out with. And like we said before, it was inspired by Hero Power, and we give it our stamp of approval.
All right.
And I also want to add a little clarification. Biforce Gaming has made it into our chat, and he wanted to clarify that if you happen to win the element, you can upgrade to the any of the other lines. Momentum. I'm trying to remember the other one.
The vector or the impulse.
Vector, the vector, the momentum, or the impulse at the difference of the cost of the parts.
Yep, that's pretty incredible. So, all right, guys, it's Krul Demonlock time. So let's see how we do on the ladder. I am at that lovely rank 15 floor, so we get to have a little fun tonight without having to worry about tanking my rank. My rank 15. All right, so our first matchup is a druid.
It's the 15th, so I start playing seriously now.
See, there you go. And our opening hand is Jiraxis, Reno Jackson, and Defender of Argus. I always, anytime I'm playing a Reno deck and I get Reno in my opening hand, I'm always tempted to hold on to him and throw everything else back. Do you guys think we should throw everything else? I
would hold on to Reno and toss the other two.
All right.
Yeah, I like Reno, especially against Druid, because he'll start amassing a pretty good board. Getting Twisting Nether actually isn't terrible.
All right, so opening hand is Twisting Nether, Reno Jackson, Hellfire, and Mortal Coil. And we go first, so we're just going to pass the turn.
And Mortal Coil is probably going to be used to clear the first Jade. They're likely going to use Jade Blossoms or some form of Jade card, maybe Jade Idol early.
To ramp into it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Swamp Ooze.
Okay, so Swamp Ooze is a pretty low value card in this matchup. This would normally be a tap turn for me, but since you're probably playing against a Jade Druid, I would say I'm not opposed to throwing that out there and
start applying some damage.
Put a little bit of early game pressure on it. At least it'll be out to trade with a Jade.
Okay. I can get behind that play.
And it'll also bait out any kind of early removal he has, like Wrath.
Right.
Living Roots.
Living Roots, that's actually really good if he's running the Malagos version to see a Living Roots leave his hand. If they end up using Wrath for no card draw, that's really, it's good value.
So,
like I said, good.
I was just saying, I just got a message from one of our listeners who said, I just followed Viforce on Twitter, but since I don't have Facebook, I had to use my wife's Facebook to go that route. Could you maybe let them know for me? I think they'll figure it out.
All right, so we did manage to bait out a Living Roots, and that is going to be huge later. I
like a tap here.
Yep, tap.
Tappy McTapperson, as Leviticus in chat says.
Yep, Tappy McTapperson.
All right.
This is where I make an inappropriate joke that I shouldn't do on the air, so I won't.
Thank you.
I want to say a big shout out to Adams in chat. He was at our fireside this weekend. He's been a regular listener. Thanks for the support, brother.
That's actually a really weak turn 3 from him.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering. He may be in a bad way. I
2,
think this
3,
is
4,
definitely
5,
Twilight
6,
Drake.
7. Yeah, it's a 4/7 Twilight Drake.
Yeah, I think he'll have a hard time removing this, or
I'm
he'll
really-
use too many resources.
I'm really confused. I'm an avid druid player, and normally by turn 3 you've done something.
Right.
It makes me wonder if this isn't either they got a really bad hand. It's not Jade. I have seen Cthulhu out there, and it does start slow.
Mm-hmm.
Just running one Beckoner, one Twilight Elder,
Yeah.
two Disciples, and two.
Coining into
I
a
think
5.
this is probably Druid of the Claw. No, Lotus Agents.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm really confused.
Well, we are at rank 15. You know, that floor, a lot of people start experimenting with
That's true.
different types of decks when you are at a ranked floor. So
It's like being a rank 20 every 5 ranks. I'm at
It's
rank
like
10
playing
now.
against me.
no, or
I'm at
playing
rank 10
against
now, and
Virsica, yeah.
I see craziness at rank 10. Reno Druid. Could be.
All right.
I like Dark Peddler here.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if we want to preserve. Well, the Voidwalker's good to slow down a little bit of advancement.
Yeah, I think take the Voidwalker, play it, and tap.
Okay. And go face with the Drake.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Trafficker on curve. I like that.
Trafficker. Trafficker is an awesome card if they can't remove it. If he trades the 5/3 into the 1/3, we can trade the Peddler into it. Even Steven.
Right.
Yeah. I think if he had a mulch, I don't know.
I don't even know what this guy runs. It's
Adams in chat said, but Weasel was an epic, therefore obviously the best card.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Kappa.
That's a main deck claw, guys.
That is.
He just main deck Claude.
So, what do you think about running in the Peddler and then Mortal Coiling it?
I think he's going to go face. How about that? Okay. I think that's a no-brainer.
I'm extremely confused at this point.
So I think run Peddler in, Mortal Coil, and see what we get.
Oh, I really like Trafficker this turn, but that probably is the best turn. Best way to handle it.
Tappy
See, how many cards do we have? We've got 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6,
let's
7,
tap.
8.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we tap, we run the risk of overdrawing if he naturalizes.
We could tap
we
and
run the
throw
risk
out
anyways.
Mistress.
If we throw out Mistress, we still run the risk of overdrawing. It's 2 cards.
Oh, okay.
So we're in the same position regardless.
Okay.
1,
well
2,
then
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
we just
That's why I'm sorry. I was thinking about throwing it. Mistress was already thrown out in my head. I'm sorry. So then I say we stay pat and wait.
Do we tap?
no.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That was the whole point of throwing out Mistress and not.
Yeah.
There's the Auctioneer.
Okay. He's just gotten a terrible start. Or he just kept his Auctioneer combo. Double Innervate. Man, his hand was loaded.
So he's
What are you going to play?
Back to 4 mana. What is he gonna play?
It's not a good swipe board. There's a swipe.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
Well, I think he's thinking it gets rid of the Drake because we're gonna run the Drake into the 4/4.
We
Not
don't
now.
have to. We can run Mistress in, Demon Wrath. It'll be a 4/1 Drake, but
If we
He'll
run the
have to hit it
Drake
with his
in,
face.
if we run the Drake in, we can Trafficker.
I actually like that better. run the Drake in, go face with Mistress, and put out Trafficker. What do you think, Virsica?
We're still 2 turns away. He just burned both of his innervates, so yeah, we're free now. The only thing you'd worry about then is Mally into... Yeah.
He really wants to get the last card in his hand out. He keeps hovering over it.
Yeah, just go ahead and run the Drake in, run the Mistress in, Trafficker.
Because what can he do with 6 to a 6/6 at this point? A second swipe isn't going to do it. Oh, double Abyssal Enforcer.
Now he burns us with Naturalize, but I don't know that he's running it.
I can't imagine him running Naturalize.
I've been seeing Naturalize lately, especially at this rank.
If you're playing against a lot of Reno decks, then it's probably a good... It's better than Mulch. I've seen Mulch bite people in the rear end way too much.
Hey, we've got Kurt in chat. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, Kurt. Your intro is awesome. That music is fabulous. Very impressed. So he's shuffling?
All right.
I don't agree with shuffling the first one, but he is pretty deep. We clearly want to clear the 3/6 with the Trafficker, right?
Well,
it puts it into swap range.
It puts it into swap range.
We will get one more. We will get one more.
Yeah. We can clear that.
Off of it.
Go face, play Emperor.
I like Emperor.
Yeah, and that gets us just a ridiculous amount of value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then
7.
I would say go ahead and clear that.
I clear it, yeah.
So we get the health. And then and I would not tap.
No.
Don't tap. Because
no.
Trafficker's going to put us at 9, and then we're going to get a 9-card reduction. Wow. That is value. and we have Reno in our hand. That's great.
There's the
swipe. And Emperor ate the swipe.
Yep.
The only thing about Trafficker that's tough is managing your hand size. If you keep drawing every turn, you can burn a key card.
That was
Fortunately, we have most of our cards that we need in our hand.
Oh, without a doubt, we're pit lording.
He wrath the Trafficker. Oh yeah, pit lord with Reno value.
No. Are we going to pit lord Reno?
No, not this turn.
No, I'm going to say we Abyssal Enforcer and pit lord, and then just start wrecking face.
Okay, if we have Abyssal Enforcer and pit lord, that puts us at 14. I don't see any bursts that could hurt us from that. Do you?
No, not with both innervates gone.
Okay.
If he still had an innervate, I would be worried, but he burned both of them.
Yeah, because he can Mally Ghost, but he has no innervates to generate any other spell damage.
Right. And then next turn, we absolutely Reno.
Yep.
We do have the Jiraxis hero power play since he's at 8 mana.
That's true.
When we get back down.
Yeah.
Do we Shadow Bolt the 4/4?
Or Soften Soul the 4/4?
Not if we're going to Reno.
No.
I like Shadow Bolt. I like tap. Do we have to Shadow Bolt first? Shadow Bolt, tap, Reno. Then do we run the 5/6 into the 2/2?
Let's tap first.
How many cards are in our hand? 9. Okay. That's fine. Let's make sure we weren't going to burn.
There's Ooh,
yes. Definitely. Shadow Bolt, Reno. And then clear the 2/2, or do we just go face?
Go face.
Okay.
You want him to make those trades now.
Oh my gosh.
We put him on the clock.
Don't concede. Let us throw out Krul. Do not concede. No. I'm doing this Zerotio emote.
He's digging.
Yeah.
What for? Swipes are gone. Defender? Starfall! Oh my gosh! Starfall of
Malygos.
2017.
Yeah.
Still, he's dead. He's dead to board.
Yeah.
He's gonna let's do it. Do it quickly, quickly. No!
Oh. Oh. Yeah. All right, that was game 1. We will re-queue and see what we get in game 2. This deck is just so much fun, guys.
It is a lot of fun.
Was watching Zero's reaction on the stream when he conceded. It was great.
All right, opening hand. Defender of Argus, Doomguard, Earthen Ring, Farseer, and Mistress of Mixtures. So, keep Mistress and throw back everything else?
No.
No?
You don't know what you're playing against. At this rank, it's equal opportunity, Reno, or Tempo.
True.
And if it's Tempo, you're going to want these early... You'll want these early minions.
I like the Earthen Ring Farseer. I don't like the Doomguard necessarily because we want to save him for when we Krul. I honestly think we throw back Doomguard, maybe Defender, but I want to keep Earthen Ring and Mistress.
What do you think, Virsica?
I think you can make a case for keeping Defender, but I'm okay with throwing back Doomguard and Defender. You got the coin.
I'm on the fence for the Defender.
Being able to Defender your Mistress turns it into a 3/3, forces a Frostbolt.
All right, so we got
Gang Boss was a better pickup, though.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's probably just going to get pinged, value pinged.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's still going to take up this turn and all of next turn.
But if he pings it,
2 turns with it.
If he pings it now, it tells me he's planning on pinging it next turn.
Yep.
If he doesn't, that tells me he probably has a Frostbolt.
He's trying to decide whether he wants to use his Frostbolt or not.
Yeah.
So here's my question: just to make his turn 3 awkward, do we coin out the Earthen Ring on the? Is it worth that?
No.
So we just coin out the Imp Gang boss.
The only thing that I would do as far as forcing him to make a decision this turn would be to coin out the Imp Gang boss so that he would Frostbolt the Imp Gang boss and then ping the demon. And if
you can't do both because it'll be on 3 mana.
That's true.
Yep. Because we have the coin. I'm not used to getting the coin. I never get the coin anymore.
See, that's why a turn 3, an awkward turn 3, can really throw a mage off.
Yeah. This will let us know if he is Reno or Tempo. If he's Reno, there's no way he wastes a Frostbolt here.
No. Well, I mean, only other bad punish would be Blood Mage Thalnos into Arcane. Was it
Arcane Explosion? But that's
Arcane Explosion. Not Arcane Explosion. Arcane Blast. Yeah. But that's really, I mean, that's a bad turn.
Yeah. It didn't get you anywhere.
Let's say he does not ping the Mistress. Next turn, do we curve Farseer to heal Mistress?
No.
Just use it to...
Next turn is a tap.
Okay.
Voidwalker tap.
Voidwalker tap.
I tap first. Just because that's the Hearth Coach Fred rule. Tap first. Just in case you find a better option.
I was going to say there's nothing in there that I'm going to want to do this turn except Mortal Coil something, and there's nothing worth Mortal Coil. Actually, there is no Mortal Coil target. So
yeah.
Now there is. So this is Freeze Mage.
Yes, he's going to ping his own, which can easily be traded into. Oh wow, he's making it awkward for us.
So attack. Do we want a Kazakus?
With it being Freeze Mage, are we going to find a better Demon Wrath board than this?
No, but if we Demon Wrath, then we're giving up that mistress damage. Healing him.
We can attack first, but
we'll net heal him for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll have nothing to trade into because he could probably do something with the Voidwalker and trade into the Mistress anyways with one of those minions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. Just hit with Mistress first.
The thing about freeze mages, you want to make their first 6 turns as awkward as possible. Getting yelled at, Jeff, for not tapping. I think we're going to have plenty of time to tap. We may eventually have to deal with fatigue. And right now we're in a decent spot. We have heal.
So Adams in chat says he thinks pinging our Imp Gang boss for 1 would be worth the value. All right, do we think this is... obviously, I guess we should attack first and see if it's a ice barrier.
So Voidwalker to face?
Yeah.
Because we're going to trade Loot Hoarder.
It is. So now we know it's not... We don't have to worry about playing a minion.
Yeah. So
do we even bother trading Loot Hoarder in?
He's going to trade it anyways.
He's going to trade it into the Voidwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep the extra health on my Imp Game boss.
Okay.
That requires 2 removal unless it's Fireball.
It keeps it out of Volcanic Potion range.
Yep. Yeah. And then I think, honestly...
Do we Kazakus here?
I want to see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If we Kazakus here for a 10 mana potion, we know what we've got coming up. But if we save Kazakus, we can wait to brand into Kazakus. So I think Twilight Drake is the play here.
Yeah, now that we're on rope, I definitely like the Twilight Drake. Picking a potion on the fly like that can get problems.
It could, with it being just a 4/6, it could bait out a Fireball or something.
It could.
That's what I'm thinking.
I really like Trafficker next turn. And I like that we don't have a lot of cards in our hand going into a Trafficker turn.
Right.
If he baits out a Fireball on this Drake, that really opens up Trafficker.
Right.
Okay, so he's going to fill his hand up if he does this. So he obviously has something to play.
So Adams in chat asks, with us kind of thinking it's Freeze Mage, what would we look for in a Kazakus potion?
If we have the hand size, putting demons in our hand is not bad. We may want the armor, and also bringing minions back is good as well.
Okay, we need to test to make sure one of those isn't Mirror Image. I don't think Mirror Image is run in any variant of Freeze Mage, but we need to make sure one of those is Ice Barrier. I would send in the 2/4.
Yeah, I send in 2/4 first. That's Ice Barrier. So the other one is either Counterspell or Ice Block. Spellbender has been put in some, but not usually Freeze Mage.
So do we want a Trafficker?
I think so.
Do we feel comfortable enough?
Hold on a second. If we Trafficker, it's going to put another card in his hand. Okay, he's only at 8. I thought he was at 9. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Yeah, I'd Trafficker. Yeah.
Hey, and we're in the clear. So it is Ice Block.
If it was Mirror Entity, it might actually help us by filling his hand with demons.
That's true. Felguard. Great off of Krul, not good to cast.
That's right. It's not too bad like on turn 10. I mean, in the decks it wants to go in, it's not good.
Frost Nova.
Doomsayer.
So do we want to Siphon Soul this?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Siphon Soul. It's a gimme target for Siphon Soul.
Yeah. Hey, there's another Jiraxis.
Nice. We can get a Draxus on the board and put one on our face. Wait, that didn't sound right. Never mind.
Everybody likes Jiraxis on their face.
That's right.
Hey, there's a fireball.
There's a fireball. Did he top deck that?
No, he couldn't keep that. He couldn't leave that laying around though.
So Emperor this turn.
Honestly, I think you tap first.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we at? We're
1,
at
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
cards.
7, 8.
I think you tap first,
Refreshment vendor.
and then
I think Emperor's the play. It's a lot of
Emperor
value.
is the play. Yeah,
Yes. I put him on the right. Okay, yeah, you did.
and then go ahead and smack face again. This should bring out second fireball if he's got it.
We do want to consider to me that's the right positioning. We do want to consider positioning since we have defender in our hand.
Yeah.
Because we may next turn, if he puts out a minion of any sort, want to taunt up the Imp Gang boss and Twilight Drake so that we can keep the Emperor safe. What?
Nosgat in chat says Jiraxis on Zero's face would be a market improvement.
So, Nosgad, I have lots of secrets that I could reveal for you. You can walk on a thin line, brother.
See, I really liked that because he had used 2 resources to get rid of.
All right, so what do we think here? If we play Krul, we get the Fel Guard and Jiraxis.
What does he do if we play Krul? Because Krul's also a 7/9.
Yeah, a 7/9, and we're getting a 3/15, and we're getting a 3/5 taunt. He's going to have to Flame Strike. Or he's going to play his own Kazakus potion.
What does Flame Strike even do?
It doesn't. It just softens up the board.
And has he Kazakus yet?
No, he hasn't Kazakus yet.
He'd need to get a 10-mana Kazakus for the sheep.
Yeah.
That's a 2-turn investment. I would.
Yeah,
Krul.
I'm
Krul.
I think we Krul here.
Oh. Don't be cruel. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so good. I love this deck.
And then, depending on what he does...
Yeah, he could Frost Nova Doomsayer.
He's already used a Blizzard. He's already used has he used 2 Frost Novas?
He's used
1 Frost Nova, 1 Doomsayer.
Yeah. Yeah, because he used his Blizzard just a minute ago. And there's his Emperor.
Okay. Which we can deal with. We don't have to have taunt so much in this matchup. So if he doesn't clear our board, we can defender our Drake and Imp and just evenly trade into those 2 minions.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Unless we got a lethal setup. Hold on, 10. Well, he has
Ice Block.
We have 22 with defenders. It'd be real close. We could possibly do it with Kazakus potion. Well, no, we can't put 2 minions on the board. Never mind. I like that play. Does that sound good to you, Virsica?
Yep.
Now, once we trade in, is there any value in... Hold on.
Oh, too late.
Oh, no, that's fine. I was thinking we could keep that alive by using Earthen Ring Farseer on it after we trade in the Imp, but that's fine. There's no need to heal up the Imp Gang boss, is there?
I don't think
Flame
so.
Strike still kills it.
I think we need to heal up ourselves.
Yeah, honestly, I think go ahead and put the Earthen Ring out just for...
Heal face?
There's no reason.
No.
He can take us down from 30 at 10 anyway. Still, he's already had to use a fireball, so go ahead and put it out there just to make it that much harder to kill us.
I wouldn't tap. We have everything we need in our hand.
I'm not going to tap.
Again, against Freeze Mage, we're way ahead in the fatigue game, but I don't want to give him any reason to take us to fatigue.
Antonidas.
There's Archmage.
Yeah.
Gonna do Archmage things.
Yeah.
At this point now, he just needs to burn us to face as much as possible.
And now here it comes.
That's what he's going to do.
No?
Maybe not.
Well, he may not have enough because he had to use that fireball.
Is it a polymorph?
But he'll get more fireball. Well, polymorph can't touch our face,
That's
so
true,
the arrow wouldn't even touch our face.
Ooh. Ooh.
He doesn't have the frostbolt
No.
unless he has 2 ice lances.
He
Two
does.
ice lances.
He's just getting fireballs right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did the Thalnos in that order, but okay. So, do we just pop the block, clear as much as we can, and Reno?
I think we pop the block, blast Crystal Potion, Antonidas, and Reno.
I agree.
And clear Thalnos, just so there's no spell damage.
Yeah.
Issues.
We'll clear Thalnos with, yeah,
That works. Even if he had discounted fireballs in his hand, which he wouldn't have 2, best he could do is 18 anyways.
Yeah.
Should be concede.
Yep, should be. Unless he has another ice block. Blizzard ice block.
Doomsayer?
Okay, so this is should be game. We just Kazakus for
A 5.
5.
And look for damage. Yeah.
even. Oh,
Never mind.
never mind. Well, we could pop the block with your axis, but
I
do
think
we
that's
wanna
what
go
we
to
do.
I
But do
agree.
we want to go to 15?
No, wait. No.
No, we need to
He
pop
has
it
at least
first.
2
we're at-
fireballs.
Yeah, right now we're at 30. I think the original play is the right
Kazakus?
play. Go ahead and Kazakus and do it for a 5, and we make it a polymorph.
Oh yeah,
There it is.
There
Yeah.
it is. Transform a random
the
minion into
polymorph.
a 1/1 cheap.
And then
Or-
dang it, we don't have
2
damage.
random.
No, we've already
Add
used
2
Krul.
random demons.
Yeah.
I would draw 2 cards. Well, we don't have Krul for the 2 demons.
That's all right.
Right, but we may end up drawing Doomguard.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Void Crusher and Succubus.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Would have loved to been able to get the burn so we could have a block.
Yeah. Here comes his fireballs.
Last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Gonna burn us as far as he possibly can. Fireball. I guess there's only fireball left. There might be one more.
And there goes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
well played.
He knew it.
All right.
That was fun.
This deck is so much fun, guys. I just can't even tell you. Like, I love this deck.
Yeah.
I really want to find a way to play. I want to build Demonlock like the old traditional hand lock and play it that way. I just don't know if it has the life to survive without Reno. So,
Well,
You know,
you could toss just a card at it so your tap doesn't cost you anything.
well, just as Car's leaving, I'm
Oh yeah,
looking for
yeah, good point.
new
Good
standard.
That the demon recipe, deck recipe is actually not bad.
Okay.
If you're looking
Check
if
it
you're
out.
looking to kind of get the hang, or you want to kind of get the hang of some of the demon synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, it's called Demons of Cabal, and it runs pretty much. I'm looking. Imp Gang Boss is leaving, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else in that deck stays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you want to kind of get a heads up on the new demon meta,
There you go.
That's where you can find it. Dark Peddler's leaving.
Yeah. I love this Golden Shadow step. Artwork's so cool. All right, guys.
You just dust them anyway.
Yeah, I know. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button below on YouTube or give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. While I'm thinking about it, let me throw a couple of shout outs to Easy Mac Daddy and All God's Might 135 for the follows. Thank you. It's much appreciated. And guys, if you want more information about what you get for being a Hero Power patron, you can go to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Hero Power. And until next week, good gaming.
Bye, guys. Take care.
See you guys later. Have a great weekend.